Okay guys, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is, now that we went ahead and installed the front and made that front look 100% sexy, we're gonna move on to the back. Make this ugly ass back look completely different than what it does now. So, you know, there's a couple different ways of removing this back wheel. We're gonna go ahead and try right now removing the slip-ons by removing these two bolts here, and then we're gonna remove this bolt here. That will allow us to slip those slip-ons off, hopefully if they haven't kind of bonded with each other and then become a nightmare. If that is the fact, then we'll go ahead and move on to step 2 and loosen these shocks so that we can lift the back wheel and remove the axle. Remove these two bolts. We removed this back clamping bolt, and we're gonna just go ahead and twist it a little bit. Oh, that was the easiest slip-on I've ever taken off. So that's it right there, guys. That opens up this area here to where we can go ahead and remove this axle. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed and pray that the other slip-on comes off as easy as this one. All right, guys, so it's really easy to take that slip-on off. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is take this clip off here, giving us access to removing that nut. We went ahead and removed that nut from here. So now what we're gonna do is we marked the cam tensioner here so that when we put the wheel back, we know exactly what marking or position we need to put this cam adjuster back in place. We're gonna go ahead and use this little tool that we have, which is a 36mm wrench, and we're gonna go ahead and give that a little bit of elbow grease, remove that completely. Once that nut comes off, then what we go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and remove, or we could remove this cam tensioner if it's easier to just pull off. See, it comes right off. Okay, boom, it's in our hand. We're gonna go ahead and put that in our tray with all the other bolts. And now what we're gonna do is get the rubber mallet, push that axle through the opposite side, and then we will take the next step. All right, guys, so we went ahead and removed the axle. The axle, we completely removed it from one end to the other. It's no longer inside the hub of the back wheel. Now what we gotta do is each side of the hub is gonna have a spacer. We gotta remove those spacers, and we gotta remove this caliper. Go ahead and just lift up the caliper. Spacer falls out. Try to make sure you keep it on the side, or be organized to where you know that this spacer is gonna go on the right side, and the other spacer, which is on this side, will go ahead and stay on the left side, which is gonna be your bigger spacer. So it's gonna be kind of a little difficult for you to kind of misplace or know what side it goes on. This spacer here goes on the left side of the bike. Now the wheel is kind of somewhat free to go ahead and remove. At this point, what we're gonna do is jack the bike up. Once the bike jacks up, this wheel will be free. We can slide the wheel back out. All right, guys, so I went ahead and took the spacer out, as you already seen in the other video. I took the caliper off this side, so now the wheel is completely free. With my feet underneath the tire, I lift the tire up and then squeeze the belt right off the pulley. See, belt's off. Rim is completely free now to go ahead and take it out. Right, guys, we went ahead and removed the tire. So the rim and tire are gone. The back is completely exposed. We're doing a wheel package for an install for a customer of ours. I mean, it's already exposed. Why not just completely detail the inside? These areas probably are areas that hardly ever get touched. So, they're gonna be really, really dirty. Just go the extra mile. At least we like to go the extra mile. I sprayed the entire insides with this SC1, which is a high gloss coating. I like it. Some people have their opinions about it, but while I'm in here, I'm gonna go ahead and completely detail the inside before I install the new wheel. Okay, you guys, we have the rear 16 3.5 wheel that's going to go on this 2002 Road King. We're going to be using our stock rear pulley and our stock rear rotor. For the pulley, we went ahead and removed the stock pulley bolts from their old wheel. They were a little bit too long, as you can see. This size here fits our hub, and so it'll allow it to go thread all the way in. Grade 8, both of them are grade 8 bolts, but this one's shorter. we need the shorter one whenever you go with aftermarket wheels. And you will also highly recommend it is use the washers that will slide in. Stock washer will slide in on this grade 8 bolt. As you can see here, that marking right there will tell you that it is a grade 8. Okay, and you can go ahead and use a little bit of blue Loctite on the very tip of it before you go ahead and put it into the thread or the socket. Not too much, but just right on the tip. And then do your thing 5 times, and we'll move on to the other side, which will be the rotor. All right, guys, so we went ahead and tightened up all 5 pulley bolts, as you can see there. Then we used the stock rotor and also stock bolts. Blue Loctite on all 5 on this side, Loctite on all 5 on this one, plus the not the spacers, but the washers. Now it's time to go ahead and squeeze this bad boy in underneath the fender. All right, guys, I went ahead and inserted the wheel. I mounted the belt. Same way I took it off, same way I put it on. I lifted the bike, or lifted the wheel with my feet and squeezed the belt back on. Now what we're gonna do is, the challenging part sometimes with these bikes and these wheel installs is getting the spacer to fit on both sides at the same time. I always start with the big bolt, or the big spacer, which would be on the left side. Put it in here while I have someone else dropping the bike at the same time, wedging the spacer in between the swing arm.